Go big or go home, right? A phrase in coin collecting. We like those big coins. And then the other is sometimes the last will be first. And in coin collecting, that just means the last one, special for a reason. Well, we're going to add those together right now and talk about this beautiful series that just ended with the U.S. Mint. And what I mean by it just ended is when this program was introduced in 2021, the 2.5 ounce jumbos dedicated to the various branches of service. This is the first time in U.S. history that the U.S. Mint dedicated a special program to all the branches. Prior to that, it was what? The Marine Corps in 05, the Army in 11, Infantry in 12, but we've never done it for all 5 branches. So back in 2021, it was the Air Force and the Coast Guard. 22, it was the Navy and the Marines. And the last shall be first. In 23, it was the Army. The reason why these are all significant is at 10,000 pieces only. They all sold out instantly. Is wow. Now, let me take a step out at this particular moment and just talk about the designs as well, because they are beautiful, but also then the graphic in your upper left, which is the price. That's for the 70, everybody, where our competition's selling the coin in the original government packaging. One of 10,000 made and sold out. I get it. And they're at $299 for the OGP, and I'm at a 70 for that. Whole different story. Why is the 70 significant here? Well, it's a high relief, it's a bigger piece, which means there's more room for failure, more room for a flaw. The last shall be first. There are only 383 out of the 10,000 struck by the U.S. Mint that NGC has put this 70 label on. That's crazy. That is outright crazy. And if anything, it's also the largest branch of service. No disrespect to any of the other branches. But the Army, right? The obverse design, very clean, from the colonial soldier to the modern look and feel of our brave men and women in the armed services, the Army. On the left-hand side of the flag are the tenants of the Army. But the unique thing is on the right-hand side, all of the tassels on the flag are significant battles in the Army's history here in the United States. From Appomattox in 1865, Luzon, 44-45, the Tet Offensive in 1968, Abeyance in 14 and 15 in the last decade, Lexington Concord, obviously going back to that original design. But every tassel on that flag has a battle date and a significant part what the Army has always played for us here. So tonight we're talking about not only the big 2.5 ouncer, the first time in U.S. Mint history we made this unique size. It's not only the first time we've paid tribute to all the branches of service. We did it with 10,000 each over a 3-year period. All of them selling out. But tonight we're talking about perfection, the best. And out of 10,000 pieces, and right now we're not in 2023, we're in 2024. Significantly, we're talking about a year since this coin was issued. And the number a year later is only 383. Now, the other part of this is they have started making the 1 ounce a more affordable 1 ounce medallion with the same design. And they are out there. And they're gorgeous, just like this big one is, right? There are more 1 ouncers in 70 than there are 5 ouncers in 70. Even though the mintages are somewhat comparable. So the better value is always the bigger, the rarer, and the best. And that is this one right here, right now. It is just something funny. So you ready for some tidbits? I grew up a brat, right? And Went to a military high school, did my 4 years there, and enjoyed every moment of it. From the sergeants and the colonel that was in charge of us, our upper years when we were juniors and seniors, and just some of the history. We always had history classes on military history. And it was an Army ROTC program that I was in. 24 presidents served in the Army or the state militia dating back to the Revolutionary War. That surprised me, right? Because a lot of the argument is who served, who didn't serve, good, bad, the indifferent about it. But that was an interesting one I thought was worth it also. But also then how they look at the design elements. If you look at all the other three, the Air Force, brilliant looking coin, the Raptor coming off the coin, the Coast Guard, that cutter coming right at you, some very novel looks and feels, right? The Navy, again, the aircraft carrier in the background, the Marine Corps storming the beach. Well, this is the U.S. Army. This is the only piece of the 5 that encompasses the entire history of service. The show on the obverse, the colonial soldier, and then the soldier of today. The reverse, the tenants, which some of the other coins have as well, but on the tassels of the flag are all of the battles or significant battles fought over the generations, over the centuries that our U.S. Army has been with us. Guys, we got to put a 30-second clock up. Yes, I did forget to mention this, but our competition had this on the air 6 months ago at $3.99, and recently one of our competitors had it at $4.99. And the reason why the prices are moving in the one direction is what? Because out of 10,000, everybody keeps on going back to all of a sudden see that 383 change. It hasn't changed in months and months. And if it changes by 1, it's still crazy rare. So join us, everybody. The best of the best. As I referenced, the last issue in this 2.5 series shall be first, because in 70 condition, there's only 383 of them. And tonight at $2.99, we're not only kicking butt, we're taking no prisoners. This is a deal. Give us a call.